We're lifting potatoes today on Pots and Trowels, and that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and Darlac. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels, where we're back in the veg plot again today, this time harvesting potatoes, the main crop ones that we traditionally lift around October time when everything has died down. And of course, if you live in the countryside and there's potatoes grown near you, it will soon be a hive of activity with the farmers getting the crop in before the winter. This is the root bed. We've got a rotation system here on the 4 beds. We've got the roots here, we've got the onions over there, we've got the brassica family, and then this is a bit of a mixed one where we had the courgettes and the squashes in there. And what we've had here is 2 rows of early potatoes. They've long been eaten now. And then we've got our main crop. Now these technically, the variety we're going to lift are classed as a second early or salad potato, but if you leave them in, they grow a bit bigger and they do store really well. They're a lovely waxy potato to eat over the winter. And then the rest of the roots in here, we've got the parsnips and the carrots and the beetroot. So we keep them all in groups of how they grow. So what we do is lift them now, and we need to dry them, and then they will store. So we had in this bed here a little bit of blight earlier on in the summer, about August time. Now potato blight is a really serious disease on potatoes. There are no sprays that we can put on them. It is a fungus, gets onto the leaf, and it's usually a problem if we get warm, showery weather through the summer. And of course this year, July and August in this part of England was, I think all over the UK, was a pretty wet summer. So, you know, we expected a bit of blight. It manifests as yellowing on the leaf, brown spots, and then it will go down to the roots and it will cause damage. But what you can do, as soon as you spot the disease on the plant, if you cut the potato stalks off, or the haulms as they're known, down to ground level and dispose of them, that prevents the disease getting down to the tubers. So around about mid to late August, we had this problem. We chopped them down and left them. The tubers will swell a little bit more and they will cure and develop a hard skin. So I'm going to lift them now. So you need a good fork to do this, not a spade, a fork to do it. And what we can do is just get this fork in. Now we can see that was where there were some stalks there, more there, more there. So you can see where I've cut them down. So we'll see if there's anything underneath. So let's go for that one there. Get your fork in nice and deep away from it. We don't want to stab these, and then just give it an ease out. And if I've got a crate just here, I'm going to put these into the crate. You can see they're quite a long potato, nice potato they are, aren't they? So we're just going to take those out because it's important that we let them dry. So just fork the area over. 1 or 2 are small, but doesn't matter. We'll just lift this root here. That is the remains of the potato stalks. I will actually not put those on the compost heap just in case of any blight this year, so they will be disposed of. And then again, lift that one. So we've got a good crop. That's the remains of the original seed potato that we planted. That's all that's left, just a little bit of the skin on there, look. So that's done its job. So put those into there. So that's just off the 2 roots, and always then just give the soil a good fork. Well, we don't want to, oh, there's loads more in there. It's like a nest of potatoes. A little bit of green on that one, which is not good. What we could do is eat that one straight away and just cut the green off, because the green potatoes are poisonous. But if we cut that off, it will be fine to eat. Now here we've got one that has got blight. So 1 tuber, and you can see it's a horrible rotting mass. And that is quite smelly. So obviously that has to be thrown away. That's going to go in the dustbin, or if you have a bonfire, get rid of that. Never let it contaminate your healthy ones. And we can see there, that one, I've not done too badly there. I've not actually spiked anything. We want to get them out, because if you leave the little ones in, they will grow next year. And next year, this will be the root, the onion bed, and what we don't want is potatoes growing up in between my carrots. So it is important just to keep digging over. So I think for 2 roots, that's not a bad crop at all. Ah, look at that, I've stabbed one, blast. I'm not even going to eat that one because it's completely stabbed it in half. If you just catch one, you can eat it fresh, but never mind, one casualty is not bad. So what I'm going to do now is those. I'm going to lift the rest of them. I'm going to put them in these crates, rub off any big lumps of soil, but what I want them to do is, hopefully the sun's going to shine for us a little while later today. That will dry them off, and then we can rub the dry soil off, because to store them they need to be dry. We don't want to put them away in this wet condition. So I'm going to carry on digging these, let them dry, and then a little bit later I'll show you how we bag them up and how we store them for the winter. So there we are, the potatoes have now been outside for a couple of hours. It's a bit breezy, we've had some sun on them, and it's nicely dried them off. They've still got some soil sticking to them, but it's dry soil now, and that's the main thing. We need to have them dry to be able to store. The other thing is we need them to have a tough skin. And you can't rub the skin at all with your thumb, unlike new potatoes where it just rubs off with your thumb like that. These are tough, and these will store through the winter. So, two options. One is you can use, if you've got some Hessian sacks like this, these are great because they're breathable, so you can put your dried potatoes in those and they'll be fine. Or if you've had deliveries, just keep the paper sacks like this. And then literally it's just a case of putting those potatoes in there, and then we store them somewhere dry, and most importantly they need to be dark. If light gets onto those tubers, then they'll go green and they won't be edible. So we must keep them dry and dark at all times. So I will put them in this bag, and I'm not going to fill it completely. I'll probably do 2 of those, and then I can fold that over to seal it, to get rid of the light. Put that in a cool, dark shed. As long as it's above freezing, that's all right. The cooler the better, really, because again, if they get warm, they'll sprout. So cool, dark, they'll be perfectly okay, and we can enjoy them right the way through the winter. Thank you for watching Pots and Trowels, and I think it might be jacket potatoes tonight for tea. And don't forget, you can watch all the videos that we've done on YouTube. Just search for Pots and Trowels and subscribe for free. Next week we're going to be back in the garden doing a spot of lawn care, so we'll see you then. Bye.